Baby, you're natural.
You are.
Welcome to the Sophia D Radio Show. Happy New Year! We made it into another new year. Special thanks to Lens of Adam Studios for allowing us to come in and always have our interviews here. And don't forget to get your Sophia D Radio Show t-shirt for $25, okay? Wear these shirts. Let the people know who is the baddest online radio show in South Carolina, in the Southeast, in the upstate, in the country. It's the Sophia D Radio Show. Okay, we're done with the church announcements. Oh, he's looking at me like, girl, you ain't changed. For the first time, and it ain't gonna be the last time, my brother from another mother, because we are college friends, it's the one and only Aaron Pate, owner of Aaron Pate Media. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Was that the most dramatic introduction you've ever witnessed in your life?
It was just right. Perfect.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
How
Merry
was your Christmas?
It was good. It was relaxing, as it should be. Got to spend a lot of time with the family.
Yay.
And got re-energized and
Yeah.
ready to take on the world.
Did you party hard? New Year's?
I partied a little bit these days. Christmas is my side of the family and then the in-laws, and everybody's just sitting around napping or eating, so it was very restful. That's my kind of party, though, at this point. I don't party like I used to. You knew me back when back when we partied harder.
Yeah, we did.
But you know.
But you never stayed. I always stayed in trouble.
Yeah.
I was a problem child.
That's because I like to get to bed by 10 o'clock. So you gotta get your beauty sleep in. Get up the next morning. Have a cup of coffee early before. You know what's nice? I didn't used to be a morning person, but now I get up before everybody else is blowing up my phone or emailing me and stuff. I get a little bit of peace.
That's why skin's so youthful. Because you sleep.
I do love a full night's sleep.
Oh.
But no more though. As soon as I've got my 8 hours in, I spring out of the bed.
It don't matter what time I go to bed. I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And
I'm a morning person.
Yeah.
But my body is just set for 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
If I wake up with no alarm, and if I see a hint of sun, I'm like, oh, I'm late. I gotta get up. Even Saturdays and Sundays, if I don't have any bookings, and I want to rest, tell me I won't wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
But what hell, I had to take a unison. That means I'm getting old. Take a unison some nights to get a full night's rest.
Yeah, sleeping in is like on a weekend is like if I get an extra 15 minutes, then my internal clock will.
It's a miracle.
It just like I go flying out of the bed.
Yeah.
It's like I can't.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not telling y'all what I did for New Year's. It's going to have to stay where it needs to stay in. So, Aaron, how did you discover storytelling through Aaron Pate Media?
That's a good question. So, film is storytelling. It actually took me a long time to put those two things together. It's early on. I was like a lot of people. I was very focused on the art, the craft. There's the technology, the gear, the imagery, the editing, and the pacing. But at the end of the day, films tell stories, and stories are what connect people.
Yeah.
So as I was doing my commercial work for clients, the thing that I kept seeing that works, the things that get the most engagement online, or the things that clients get comments about when they have a new customer come in, or they meet a new need in the community, is the story that it shows you who they really are. It shows you what their mission is and why they do what they do. So I think we're all storytellers. I think we're all story listeners. We're always looking for the thread that connects things together, and so it actually comes naturally. But that's to me that storytelling and marketing are synonymous.
Have you had any challenges? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, Aaron. I mean, I remember we were in college. Well, I'd say this bad filmmaker. Let me take a little. Okay, just a little. You're so talented. I can't help it. So good
Thank
behind
you.
the camera.
Thank you.
Any challenges you've witnessed or been through trying to tell a story?
Well, since most of the work I do is, I tell people it's like documentaries are what I do, and I just do documentary films. On the commercial side, I do documentary films for businesses, for business owners, for artists, for entrepreneurs, and it's always a challenge because not everybody knows what their story is, or not everybody knows what the most compelling part of their story is. So the challenge every single time when you sit down, and you have to love that challenge. I like that challenge. I'm not complaining about it. That's what I'm there for, is for that friction. And it's, okay, what's the story going to be? Because I don't know, and I like to go into an interview, often I don't know anything about the person I'm sitting down to talk with. So
So you're really kind of going in it blindsided.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's about being, that's the challenge, is being curious and asking good questions, and then shutting up and listening and seeing what they have to say.
Yeah. So, talking about listening which is kind of like the main part of your business, because you've got to tell the story. How important is it for small business owners to have some type of media presence and media coverage for their small business?
Yeah. As much as that sounds like a setup for me to self-promote the work that I do, I'm going to take a step back and say it's extremely important, but that can be accomplished without hiring a professional when you're just getting started and your resources are limited. I think it's important for people to spend some time discovering their own story, sharing their passion. If you've started a business, for business owners, like, it's not easy, but it's not obvious, but it's possible for everyone, because there's always a reason, and finding out what that reason is, what your passion is, what your reason is for going out in the community. And like, what businesses do is solve problems for people. They meet a need that isn't being met, or that isn't being met the way that you'd like to see it met. And so whether that's a source of frustration that you have with how things are being done, or whether it's an opportunity you're excited about, you have that passion, and people connect with that. People want to work with other people who are passionate about things, I think. So it's important to have media, to have some kind of media presence that conveys that. A lot of people think, you know what, I got the business going, I've got maybe you've got the building open, or you published a book, and you're like, people know who I am now. I don't have to talk about it. I got a website, they can click a button, they can call me. But when they go to look, they want to know who you are, and they want to know what you're all about.
Especially if they're going to invest that kind of time and money, which is, the main part. What does that quality look like? So I think you really hit it on the money. Talking about connections, talk about your connection with Local Takes.
Yeah, so Local Takes is a documentary series. In 2019, my good friend and my co-producer, Trey Morrow, he and I, we love Spartanburg, and we love artists, and honestly, sitting down and having a conversation with somebody about what gets them fired up, like what gets them out of bed in the morning, what their mission is, like that gets me really excited. I kind of like build off of that energy. So we set out to interview artists about not just about their work, but about their life and what got them to that point. Because it's one thing to see the work, to see their description of the work in a gallery or something, but I wanted to dig a little deeper, And so I'm like, I want to know what your secret is, because if you're producing all this work and it's amazing, like, not just physically how do you do it, but spiritually what keeps you going, like mentally what keeps you focused. What's your routine look like? Do you work in the middle of the night, or do you work first thing in the morning? And everybody's different. So we went out and interviewed these artists, and sort of you uncover their story. So Local Takes was a project where we went out and we did what we do normally for businesses. We went out and we talked to artists, and we got to dive into their personal stories and take this big interview that we would do with them, and this big amount of information, and go in and find find one story in all their sea of stories, one story to tell to kind of like show people a little bit about what that artist is all about, how they got there, and I think hopefully connect people in the community with our local artists, and also inspire other artists, you know, to take the steps.
So one of the artists that you did a story on, he's a very close friend of mine, and a close friend to my business partner, Lens of Adam Studios, and that is the one and only, the mad artist, Rodrice Cardell. And rest in peace, brother. We love you, we miss you, but you are definitely in a better place. So talk about your experience covering this story for the mad artist, who was so talented. Like his mind for artistry and music was just on a whole nother level.
We really enjoyed the time that we got to spend with each artist, and we learned something special from each one of them. And usually, most of the time, what I want to say to people is the best stuff that we heard, the best stuff that we learned, we edited into those documentaries. They're short, they're 6 minutes. So I would love to have more people go and listen to his story and hear exactly what he has to say, so that I'm not trying to reword it my own way. But I will say that each of those conversations left us with lessons that we'll never forget. And Rod had so many amazing things to say, but I think that I think one of the biggest ones is that you're the only person that can tell your story, you know. And he really believed that. He really made a big point out of that to motivate himself, because we're all up against voices telling us, you know, maybe don't do it, maybe don't tell people what you're about, maybe don't step out there and be the change in the world that you want to see. So, you know, he said, you're the only one that can do it. And I keep reminding myself that.
So with that being said, we're going to listen to Natural by Rodrice Cardell, only on the Sophia D Radio Show. We'll be back with Aaron Pate, owner of Aaron Pate Media. Happy New Year.
Hello? Yeah, what's up?
Baby, you're natural, natural.
You are
I like what I see.
You are
And you're so natural, natural.
You are
Your beauty's more than skin deep.
You are
And you're so natural, natural. You are all I see. And I like it natural, natural. You are all I see.
I ain't tripping about your ex, but I'm tryna be your next girl. And if these niggas keep hurting ya, I'ma put a hurting on them, a hurting on it. Even probably put the burner on him, a hurting on it. Yeah, he did you wrong and you learn from him. He made mistakes and you turned on him. I could make your day, but you put a wall up. Your skin too tough, and I felt like I wasn't enough time.
Girl, had the power I have, all the love that we share, I know that it's past. And the rest of the world, they live in a rush. But the only girl I want, you are enough.
Yeah, that's the word, baby, that's the word. That's the word, baby, that's the word. You're the natural girl that I want. You're the natural girl that I want. Goddamn, that's the word, baby. That's the word, baby, that's the word. You're the natural girl that I want. You're the natural girl that I want.
Baby, you're natural, natural.
You are
natural to me.
You are
Cause baby, you're natural, 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 natural to me. Yeah, they sweating, they tripping. Got my enemies tripping. Got you flexing on these niggas, cause you know that I'm winning. laughing, all these niggas, cause you know that I'm hitting. Wanna call you my baby, cause you know that I'm winning. You can't ignore the feeling, all these things you be feeling. All these niggas be tripping, better call off your niggas, cause you know they in they feelings, girls. Gotta move back, cause I'm winning her hard.
Yo, what's up? I know this lockdown has been crazy, but it's okay. You're good. As long as you're at home, you're good. You know, I wish I could wrap my arms around you. It just sucks that you're so far away from me. But, you know, we do what we do best, and you always can video chat me.